Mad God.
So what is this? I've not heard of this.
Right.
I've just seen it circulating on the internet. I haven't watched it yet either. But apparently, Phil Tippett, the puppeteer, did this movie over the course of like 20 or 30 years.
Wow.
It's supposed to be like this mind-blowing, practical kind of puppet movie.
Think how much like just film technology has changed over that time. Like he started shooting on, 35, and now he's on digital, maybe, or how does that work? That's neat.
Well, I'm sure they still make film cameras, so he could have shot the whole thing. I have no idea what stock he shot it on or anything.
What else did Phil Tippett do?
Phil Tippett used to make I think he worked with Henson and maybe Lucas too. Like he was a big time puppeteer.
Like Dark Crystal stuff.
Like Dark Crystal kind of stuff.
Of course, I knew that. I'm just asking for the audience.
I mean, yeah, for people,
for
the folks at home that don't have IMDb.
Yeah. All right, let's watch
this.
Go. This better be good, Sean.
Could be Meet the Feebles for all I know.
Oh, it's creepy already.
Love it. Eyeballs, that's good. Get some stop motion in there.
This is all stop motion.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be puppeteering.
There you go. Star Wars Jurassic Park. Oh, okay. I'm talking about saying.
Oh, wow. This looks neat, though. Visually, it looks cool.
30 years. I'm telling you.
A nightmare. Good Lord.
It is nightmarish.
Yeah.
It looks like those old Tool videos. Remember those?
Yeah. Let's say it looked like a Peter Gabriel video.
It does look like a video, like just a music video.
Oh, this looks cool.
Yeah.
I have no idea if there's a story, but it looks cool.
Yeah. Mad God's a great name for...
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
That looks like something that you should see in a theater.
Balls in your court, world.
You'll never leave the same.
I want to get some kind of like those suits they wore in Andromeda Strain or something, so I could watch
Just
a movie.
Go to the spirit store and get one of those suits that fills up with air. Just like a sumo. This is probably the same thing as pumping fresh air in.
Phil Tippett, now I remember. I know the name because I finished watching the movies that made us the episode in Jurassic Park. And it could be about anything when you do the making of, but they really focused on this one other guy that kind of pioneered the CG part of it, like at Skywalker or Industrial Light and Magic, because he wasn't supposed to do it. And he just like, screw this, we're going to do this on our own, show that it works. But they basically put Phil Tippett out of a job because he was set up to do all stop motion and then he became the dinosaur supervisor, but they interviewed Phil Tippett and he's just the whole time just sitting there real kind of pissed about it. So he's like, well, I didn't know what to do, but he became the supervisor because he'd spent so much time researching the movement and stuff. So he got to tell the animators. To
be fair, that's why it looks so good. This CG that doesn't look as good today as Jurassic Park looked good. And that's because they conceptualized everything with practical models and practical effects.
Yeah, they show that and they look great, but they do
and then they put that in
motion either.
You take that into the prequels. That's what we used to say. It's like you're building all your models in the computer. It doesn't feel real.
Yeah, and if you watch that, not to get off the subject, it's like, but you can see how this is like maybe came out of all that because you watch that, it's sort of framed as he was set up because like this, he's like, this is going to revolutionize stop motion, something we've never done before. We're doing this high of a budget with this integrated with live action and they're like, no, you're not. And actually, it's probably the end of this industry now. That's what it's like. You're saying, you're like, oh, okay, never mind.
I'll make my own movie. That's what
that was.
You wait till you see my movie.
It was that day that he started Mad God.
Well, yeah, but that was 30 years ago. That was 30 years ago. So maybe that's why this started. He's like, this is what he thinks about CG.
I wish I knew a little something about the story, but I guess you don't need to.
I just told you what the meaning of it is. It's about.
I just told you everything.
Computers ruining the world.
I mean, the trailer's selling you on the visuals, and it works. It sold me. I want to see it, but I have no idea what it's about. Just looking.
I know that's what the drugs are for, Brooks.
It does look like something that people would probably.
Did you ever see that movie Mirror Mask, the Neil Gaiman movie that he made with Dave McKean?
No.
It's pretty interesting. Like it's not stop motion; they do it with CG. But Dave McKean, who did all the Sandman covers and all that, he directed the movie, so he conceptualized all the visuals and they do. It's a lot of computer based animation and stuff, but Got some really interesting, wild visuals in it for a very low budget movie.
I have his autograph.
Dave McKeon
and Neil Gaiman on my Sandman #1.
Well, you should seek out Mirror Mask then. It's an interesting little movie.
I think I've heard of that, but I haven't.
It's weirdly reminiscent of Labyrinth, but
other than Sandman, I haven't really been a Neil Gaiman. I haven't watched. I watched a couple of his things, but
well, you got some other homework then.
You got the wine out like Kermit in the meme. It's like all I'm saying.
You should watch.
He's like, well, that's none of my business.
I think that Bad Omens on Amazon is pretty fun. I mean, it's Terry Pratchett.
And they're getting a second season,
but it's pretty fun.
I did like that. I watched
that's
that.
Neil Gaiman.
That one,
yeah,
Stardust.
I watched it.
Stardust. You watched Stardust?
See, I watched it years ago. I don't remember it that well.
I really enjoyed the Stardust movie. I never.
I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying
favorite. Your kids might like Coraline's one of Alex's favorite movies.
Coraline's a good movie.
Terrifying as an adult.
I didn't know Neil Gaiman did that.
Yeah, and she loves that movie.
I didn't know
much.
that.
Okay, well, Mad God looks really great. I think that's really interesting how it does line up with the Jurassic Park demise.
I've never heard of it, but I think it looks cool. So
it only just popped up, and I was like, we got to watch this trailer. That looks pretty fun.
I mean, and
they're doing a Nancy Boys too as a series, not apropos nothing for more Neil Gaiman stuff. That ought to be fun.
Neil Gaiman minute. All right,
that's a book, Brooks.
I know he writes books.
It doesn't
have pictures.
It's like a comic without pictures. That's the Bill Maher answer.
Well, then what is that?
It's like a comic book without pictures in it. Maybe you should try one.
That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. How do I know what's happening?